start the stream and then make sure everything's going good. Hello everyone, I'm Joel Fuentes from Voice for the Gen Z, and right here we have Jay. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Jay. Sorry about that.
What's up? 14. That's I don't really know. I'm a capitalist, more like a mixed market, but like I definitely lean capitalist. Uh, well, I'm here now. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the podcast, Jay. Obviously, like he mentioned, he's a capitalist, so today we're just going to be talking about some of the political parties that most know. And if you don't, we're going to be breaking down some of the characteristics as well. All right, Jay, how long have you been a capitalist for?
well, I only recently started getting into politics like a few months ago, so like I didn't really know
Mhm.
about anything until like a few months ago. So
Okay.
I guess that's how long.
Okay, so only a few months. You're fairly new to it as well.
Yeah.
Um, all right, cool. So, what made you want to become a capitalist or even get involved into politics?
When I really started getting into politics was when George Floyd died. I'm like, hold up, what's all this about? And I discovered everything. I'm like, wow, where has this been? And I actually enjoy it. People say it's boring and all, but I kind of enjoy it. It also, like, I'm not gonna lie, my some of my motivation was just to make people mad on the internet. That's about it.
All right.
Uh,
So sort of kind of like a
yeah,
troll.
yeah.
All right,
But
cool.
now I actually believe in it. It's pretty good.
Awesome. So you've been a capitalist for a couple months, right? And obviously,
Yeah,
your main motivation was because of George Floyd. Um,
that does.
what
Well,
was that?
that's how I like got into politics. But like capitalism, just like my school talked about capitalism, and it made a lot more sense than anything else. So
Hmm.
yeah,
All right. So it was mainly because of your school. Your school informed you about
yeah,
capitalism. Well, obviously, I'm pretty sure you know some, at least majority. Are you in high school right now?
yeah,
All right. So, obviously in high school that they do teach history and, some of the history does involve actually involve politics. Um
yeah.
so you're anti-communism.
Yes, very.
Communism is anti-capitalism and you're anti-communism. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Okay. I think of communism like it makes the rich richer and everyone else more poor, but it like blames the rich for all its problems and I don't know.
Mhm.
That's like my thinking kind of. Capitalism is like you at least have an opportunity to become rich, and like the rich don't make the people poor, like unless I mean I
Mhm.
don't know, man.
You're on the right track. Go ahead. So, I'm gonna just basically break it down to you right now. So, you basically just said that in communism, right, in a communist society, there is
No opportunity.
there is no opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
basically.
opportunity to even become rich or
Yeah.
wealthy.
Hmm.
But in a capitalist, you can.
Yeah,
You have
definitely.
an opportunity. It's there.
Yeah, it's
All
always
right.
there.
And can for those that don't really understand politics absolutely at all, um, how would you break it down? Those three parties, which is capitalism, socialism, and communism. You kind of already
Cap.
did, but just
Yeah.
socialism mainly.
Socialism. Okay, socialism is like when the government controls some parts of society, like let's say like medical care, like hospitals and stuff. Let's also like police stations, fire stations. But it could control more like I don't know minimum wage or whatever. It could control
Hmm.
that.
All right. All right. So, in a sense, that healthcare, right, is health. Sorry about that. I kind of got tongue tied right there. But is healthcare gonna be equal for everybody?
Equal for everybody. I in socialism, I guess. I mean,
All right.
it could be equally as bad, equally as good, but like it's you like 99% equally bad.
Equally
unless
bad.
you could like, yeah.
All right. Interesting. Um, I have a question here. Actually, as a matter of fact, we already went over that question. Somebody from GenevaChat.com. It's another app that I'm kind of working with here. She wanted us to break it down, the difference between the three, and we already done that. So right now, I just want to ask you for some negative and positive impacts that capitalism has on the world or had.
If capitalism is like like anarcho-capitalism, that's just bad because companies can basically turn anyone into slaves, and it'll just become like, I guess, a dictatorship, kind of like a one rule government. That's my mom.
It's all right.
But mixed market capitalism like definitely leans capitalism. That's good because there's at least regulation, like minimum wage stuff like that, like work conditions, like that gives people the opportunity to do things and like
Hmm.
make it up in life.
All right, perfect. Um, that actually was a great way to break it down one by one. So those are some positive and negative impacts that, capitalism has had or is having on the world at the moment, right? Um, so next question I want to basically kind of ask you here, right, is like what characteristics does each party have? It's sort of kind of like in a similar sense, but it's more like in how do they act, or like how would you, if you were to speak to capitalism on the street, capitalist, sorry about that, or a communist or a socialist on the street, how would they basically treat the general public?
Communism and socialism is kind of the same with like a centralized government that like controls. Okay, socialism just controls some things. Communism controls everything.
Hmm.
Capitalism controls like, okay, well, anarcho capitalism is controls everything, but like mixed market capitalism controls some things. Kind of, I don't know, like,
All right,
but not the government in capitalism.
all right, cool. So right here, I'm basically gonna have you check out a chart, okay?
Uh,
Um, it on this chart right here, we're basically gonna be checking out like sort of kind of like a pipeline, all right, of some political parties and basically how they progress, from empires, to capitalist to communism. And this I got from a communist that I've actually done a podcast with, Moika, Liquid Moika. He was actually in the first podcast of this series right here, talking with politics. Right here, this episode is perspective from a capitalist. The other one was perspective from communist. And I'm gonna have you just check out this chart real quick. All right.
all right,
Real quick. Boom, boom. All right. So let me know what you can see right here.
yeah, I could see it. It's like,
Awesome. So you kind of see, the trend of history right here.
yeah,
All right. And then historical materialism. So I want you to just check it out and, can you read one, two, three, four, five of these like
yeah.
columns and basically break it down and, give us your opinion on it? Oh, my bad. I had to make sure you were there. Kind of like disappear for a
Yeah,
second.
I'm just reading it. Do I just like say which one's good, which one's bad?